This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. MP Grange responds to reports one other gang behind the Spanish Dawn violence. Member of Parliament for St. Catherine Central, Olivia Babs Grange, says she has not heard any reports from communities in her constituency suggesting that the one other gang is behind the latest upsurge of violence in Spanish Town. Following yesterday's shooting spree that left 3 dead, the Jamaica Constabulary Force said an internal feud in the gang that started from September last year is to be blamed. Grange, who is also the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, toured some areas of the constituency yesterday, along with National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang and the Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson. I am not involved in any gang, so I can't tell you if it's a breakaway faction from a gang, she said when questioned on the matter. Once there are incidents that are connected to communities that are in strong support of the Jamaica Labour Party, then the elements that are involved are labeled one order. But what I can tell you, I haven't heard the name one order called in the communities around for a long time. They have been focused on how they can improve their lives. According to Grange, the conflict originated from an adjoining constituency and spilled over into her constituency when persons moved in. A section of the constituency was attacked, and once that happens, then the situation gets tense. Working closely with the police, I have tried my best to ensure that there is no reprisal, she said. The Member of Parliament said she condemned the killings and the criminal activities taking place. The police commissioner said Tuesday the conflict had its genesis at 31 St. John's Road in the St. Catherine South Central constituency and has since spread to sections of St. Catherine Central, including Railway Lane. The MP for St. Catherine South Central is Dr. Andrew Wheatley, who, like Grange, is from the ruling Jamaica Labour Party. Meanwhile, Grange has touted her social intervention programs in the communities that she claimed are making a difference in the lives of residents. Last night, the police imposed the 48-hour curfews in Tospen, Job Lane, 31 St. John's Road and Railway Lane will be under curfew for the next 2 days. Another major criminal organization, the Klansman Gang, is also based in St. Catherine. Man shot dead by gunmen at a construction site in St. Thomas. Armed men struck at a construction site in Seaford, St. Thomas on Wednesday afternoon, leaving a 34-year-old man dead. He has been identified as Rupert Miller, a construction worker of Seaford. Information reaching the news is that several workers, including Miller, were building a perimeter wall along the York Main Road. Further reports are that about 2:30 p.m., gunmen allegedly invaded the area and opened gunfire at Miller. He was shot multiple times and later pronounced dead. A motive for the killing has not been ascertained. Police investigations are ongoing. 42-year-old man fatally shot by cops during shootout in Annotto Bay. A man was fatally shot by the police during an armed confrontation in Crab Hall in Annotto Bay, St. Mary on Wednesday. Dead is 42-year-old Marlon Bell. An illegal firearm was reportedly recovered by the police following the incident. The Independent Commission of Investigations reported that early Wednesday morning, 3 officers acting on information went to a premises where an exchange of gunfire ensued. A man later identified as Bell was subsequently seen with gunshot injuries. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. According to Indicom, the hands of the deceased man were tested for gunshot residue and the body sealed for storage pending post-mortem examination. Additionally, the lawmen involved in the shooting have provided initial accounts to Indicom investigators. Their firearms were processed and will be sent to the government forensic laboratory for testing. Fleming Airport gets a first commercial flight. The Fleming International Airport in Boscobel, St. Mary, has received its first commercial flight. The airport today saw the arrival of Inter-Caribbean Airways from Providenciales, Turks and Caicos. Minister of Tourism Ed Bartlett was among government officials and the stakeholders to welcome the passengers and crew. The airline is scheduled to operate monthly flights but is expected to transition to weekly service later on. At the time of the announcing plans for international flights at the Ian Fleming last December, the Transport Ministry indicated that the move forms a part of the efforts of the Airports Authority of Jamaica to increase traffic in and out of the island's smallest international airport, pumping in excess of $2 million into the Jamaican economy. This development is particularly important because the largest single employer in the Turks and Caicos Islands is Sandals Resorts, the largest Jamaican-owned luxury all-inclusive resort, with approximately 600 Jamaicans directly employed there and an estimated 6,000 Jamaicans and descendants living in the island, said then-Portfolio Minister Robert Montague. Noting the limitations regarding the size of planes that can fly in and out of the airport, it was said that the Inter-Caribbean Airways would offer 30-seater planes. Parish court judges get sentencing guidelines. Sentencing guidelines have been put in place for judges operating at parish courts. The judiciary says the guidelines, which take immediate effect, will assist in greater consistency in the punishment of persons convicted of crimes. The document was launched at today's National Public Education Day Symposium, staged at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. It is geared towards streamlining the sentencing process across the parish courts and creating a greater sense of uniformity in the possible sentences to be meted out to offenders who have been found guilty. In a statement today, Chief Justice Brian Sykes said the judiciary is pleased to have moved towards demystifying the process judges go through when an accused person is to be sentenced. This will give attorneys, their clients, and indeed the public a clear indication as to what the possible sentence could be based on the nature of the offense, Sykes said. In the past, criticisms have been leveled against the judiciary in relation to sentences handed down to persons who have been found guilty. The judiciary says it is hoping that the sentencing guidelines will result in a greater understanding of the sentencing process and remove misconceptions. Understandably, members of the public take and ought to take an interest in how this important societal function is carried out by judges. It is therefore necessary for judges to indicate how and why a particular sentence was passed. The necessity to give reasons contributes to the rule of law, Sykes said. He further explained giving reasons makes it easier to determine whether the judge has engaged in the appropriate thought processes and taken into consideration the necessary factors. It assures the defendant that he or she is not being treated as an abstraction and conveys to the victim that his or her tribulations are recognized and punished. Nonetheless, Sykes noted that variations are likely to occur with sentencing because sentences are determined by mitigating and aggravating circumstances that are unique to every case. These guidelines are just guidelines. They assist in the structure of one's thoughts and actions at the sentencing phase of a criminal trial. The punishment should be appropriate for the crime, the defendant, and the circumstances. There is nothing wrong with departing from the guidelines where the judge sees fit. Departures should be clearly explained, Sykes said. At the same time, the Chief Justice asserted that there is a certain imbalance in the approach to sentencing. It appears too preoccupied with the rights of the defendant and insufficiently concerned about the impact of crime on the victim. Be reminded that no one is compelled to commit a crime. The commission of a crime is always a choice, regardless of the defendant's circumstances, he added. Application for spirit license goes online. Effective Monday, June 20, persons wishing to obtain a spirit license from parish courts to sell or distribute alcoholic beverages will be able to apply online. Chief Parish Court Judge Chester Crooks says the digitization of the application process forms part of the judiciary's strategic objectives to incorporate technology in its operations and to improve the ease of doing business with the courts. Currently, applicants have to come to the court to submit the application form and then attend a spirit license session to be advised of the outcome of their applications. When the new process takes effect, persons will be able to complete the fillable application forms from the website at parishcourt.gov.jm, email the completed application form, and we will inform them of the outcome via email, said Crooks. Nonetheless, they will still have to visit the nearest police station and health department to complete those steps in the application process, he noted. Crooks said the administrative arm of the judiciary, the Court Administration Division, has embarked on a public education program to sensitize Jamaicans about the new spirit license application process. He is also reminding owners and operators of these establishments that it is an offense to sell alcoholic beverages without a spirit license and encouraging them to adhere to the terms of their license. Under the Spirit License Act, persons selling alcoholic beverages are required to have a spirit license. Anyone found guilty of selling alcoholic beverages without a spirit license can be fined up to $5,000 or 6 months imprisonment if they failed to pay fine. Additionally, those licensed to sell spirits should not exceed quantities set out in their license, Crooks said. Details of the new online application process for spirit license were unveiled today at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court Criminal Division's National Public Education Day held at the courthouse in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. For further information, members of the public can contact the Court Administration Division at 876-754-8337 or visit our website for further information. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.